Aren't you supposed to be the brave one? After all, you're made of tin. And where's your oil can? That ain't no tin man. That's an aluminum man. And he ain't got no oil can, 'cause he don't rust, the Scarework said. We don't get tin down this road. Tin is a yellow brick road material. This is aluminum. Oh, but still, why are you afraid? You have an axe. Had an axe, the aluminum man said. I threw it at a scary noise and I don't know where it ended up. Georgia and the Scarework looked around. It's up in the tree, you dingbat. The Scarework climbed up and got it down, then climbed back down. I'm too scared to protect myself with it because I'm afraid I'd chop myself up. Aluminum men are the chickens of metals. I know, and I'm ashamed of myself, he said, starting to cry. If you're not rusted, why haven't you moved from this spot? I'm scared of what would happen to me anywhere else. A scared man made of metal. Wow. I smell something good. She reached into her bag and pulled out a hot dog. This is good, she said after taking a bite. The yellow brick road has apples, but we got good mystery food. Come with us. You can get some courage. We'll be right by your side, so you don't need to be afraid. After walking for a while, they came upon a dark wooded area. What kind of animals do you think live in this area? The aluminum man asked. Maybe lions, the Scarework said. What about tigers or bears? Georgia asked. Nah, just lions and warks. And maybe, if you really pay attention, you'll see a Darzil. They can change colors and blend in with anything. But they move quick, though. Just after passing a strange tree that was shaped like a capital A, only with curly branches, they heard a single howl, if you could call it that. It sounded more like a wolf who was snore howling than moon howling. A wolf with no pack? The Scarework noted. That's weird. Wolves don't travel alone. Maybe he's a spy for the pack, Georgia said as she clung to the aluminum man. But that howl is horrible. Wolf howls are harmonious. Maybe he ate the others, the aluminum man said as his knees began to quiver. From up in a tall tree, peering from the shadows, there came a bright glare. Look out! Georgia said as they scrambled out of the way just in time. The animal made its hideous howl and stood up. What are you doing in my woods? He asked. Mr. Lion, we're sorry. We were trying to pass through to get to the Amethyst City. I am not a lion, the confused lion said. He stroked his mane and then folded his arms. Ain't you ever seen a wolf before? Yeah, and you ain't one of them, said the Scarework. If you want to end up as a pillow, then keep talking, the confused lion said as he walked to the Scarework. But you are, and I can prove it, Georgia said. You dare correct me? He growled at her. She was so frightened she hid behind the Scarework. Now listen here. We don't care what you think you are. We just want to get out of here and go to the Amethyst City, the aluminum man said. Okay, Popkins. I'll let you through, if you fight me for it. Tell you what, leave the girl and you can both pass. Why don't you come with us? There must be something you want, Georgia said, still hiding. But you would have to promise not to eat me, though. Or them. Well, I can't remember nothing, since I fell from a high tree a month ago. I was saved by a witch with black and white stockings, he said. She helped me up and said if I didn't eat her, she'd never let harm come to me. He smiled. But if you keep calling me a lion, I'm gonna bite you. Well, what would you like us to call you? Georgia asked. Mr. Wolf, if it's not too much trouble. He raised an eyebrow at them. Very well, Mr. Wolf, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Georgia, and these are my friends, Scarework and Aluminum Man. She took her bag off and showed him Otto. And that is my cat, Otto. She felt a lot braver now and folded her arms too. Do you promise not to eat me or my friends? For now, yes. You got a real bad case of the forgets, so you need to come with us and get your brain looked at, the Scarework said. You think it'll do any good? Couldn't hurt. Let's go then. Side by side, they walked towards the Amethyst City, down the red brick road. After a long walk, they had stopped to take a breath when the Witch of the East appeared. Plotting against me, are you, Mr. Wolf? She said. No, I'm just going to go to the Amethyst City to get my forgets checked out. You know, if you plot against me, I will turn you to stone. You know that, right? Yeah, I know, but I'd really like to remember stuff. Very well, but don't get too chummy with them. As they walked some more, they saw little round neon purple donut-shaped berries along the road. What unusual berries, Georgia said as she picked it up. Are these edible or poisonous? No, you can eat them, but that's a tasty berry. Okay, never mind. It's not important that they'll make you sleepy, the Scarework said quietly. Does anyone else feel drowsy? She asked. Well, no, because wolves don't eat berries and Scareworks and Aluminum Men don't sleep. I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen. Soon, Georgia was conked out, lying on the road. Ah, geez. Now what are we supposed to do? There ain't nobody around to help us. The Wicked Witch of the East saw Georgia conked out and smiled her crooked smile. Wiggling the finger on her hands, she tried to lift the sapphire slippers off the girl's feet. Work's feet, she hollered. I should have known Franzella has put no tampering spell on them. I guess I'm just gonna have to kill her. She vanished in a puff of smoke. All of a sudden, tiny flower petals floated from the sky. Ew, what's that smell? Georgia asked. That's the Nusk flower. Nusk? Georgia asked. A Nusk, a smelly creature that sprays people when it's scared. They're yellow, green, and they have an orange stripe on their back. Oh, we have black critters like that where I come from, but they're called skunks. Must be cousins. Why do you have a flower that smells so bad? To counteract the Ozberries, obviously. Now that Georgia was awake, she and her friends saw the Amethyst City up ahead. Let's run, she said as they ran as fast as they could to the city. When they got there, a man in a purple fuzzy hat and purple fuzzy gloves was waiting at the door.